We often don't realize how much we changed as a person until we read old texts or see old pictures from ourselves. Then it hits us and we cringe about what we thought and wrote back then. I recently found 20-year-old photos of myself and oh my god, what was I thinking? I really thought I crushed it back then. I really thought that looked cool. Thank God for not peaking in high school, I guess. In this video, I want to show you how much you actually have changed in your thinking and your behavior, not just in your appearance. I met an old bully recently and he hasn't changed one bit. And having that as a reference, I realized how far I have come. And I guarantee you, once you really pay attention, you will see a lot of changes in yourself. Recently, I was in Germany to visit some family and friends and just have a good time. And I took a small walk to the city center to check out some old places and just have a small walk. I went into a small supermarket, really was in my own world, just wanted to grab some snacks for my small walk. Had my headphones in, completely chill, completely in my own thinking, my own world. And suddenly I felt like somebody tapping me on my shoulder. I'm like, okay, what's happening? I turned around, put my headphones out, and was like, yeah, hi. And behind me was a guy super pumped up. I was like, cool, Johannes, I haven't seen you in so long. How you doing? And we greeted each other and we talked a little bit. And then it clicked. It's like, oh, now I know who you are. And like I made the connection. As kids, we used to live close together and we always play together with other kids in the neighborhood. And he always used to bully me. Not in a really, really bad way, but always made jokes on my behalf all the time. And I was not angry at him because this is a long, long time ago. But what it made me realize, I've changed way more than I thought, because I always thought, well, since the last time we saw each other, which was also 15, 20 years ago, I thought I probably stayed mostly the same person from my point of view, from what I was thinking and all of that. I was like, well, I'm an adult. Nothing will change much. The more we talked, the more I realized how much I changed, because he was still stuck in his old behavior, his old thinking. Because it also came up like, okay, what are we doing now? And I told him, I moved to Mexico and really happy here. And he immediately made like a joke that reminded me a lot from when we were kids, because he immediately said like, Mexico? Yeah, then you're dealing probably drugs, so why would you move there? And it did not come across as like an actual joke. It came across again like something on my expense, to punch down on me. And I almost felt pity for him, because there he was, exactly the same. He had no personal growth. Nothing has happened. Like, he didn't change at all. He was at the same spot. Like, nothing changed. But on the positive note, it really showed me how far I have come, how much I changed, how different I think about stuff, and how little these type of jokes, these type of interactions really affect me at this point, because I just laughed it off. I nodded. I wished him a good day, and I moved on with my life, and I went back to Mexico, and I'm continuing to grow. And I know I'm on the right path. I know now how much I can grow, how much I can accomplish. And also it showed me how growth really happens in like really small steps, in so small steps that in the day-to-day, you don't realize how much you actually change. Like you can change dramatically, but because it happens so little every day, you don't notice. You're too close to the source. How can you notice without having to bump into like an old bully? You really can sit down kind of like once a month and really write down what happened. What did you accomplish? What your thinking is on like certain challenges you had. I'm doing this now too since then. And I did something that I've never done before, and it's not a big deal. It's not life-changing. I did not won a Nobel Prize or again moved continents. No. I repaired the pump here for the house. Never done that before. It was always acting up, activating up for no reason. And my wife and I, we researched what could it be and then repaired it. And that's something that happened, something nobody taught us, nobody taught me, and accomplished it. And that's something I noted for myself. So it does not have to be big changes, big accomplishments, because again, these changes happen in very small increments. So maybe once a week, once a month probably is enough. Sit down and write down what happened this month. What did you do? Because you think you just live your daily life, nothing special happens, everything is boring. Why should you write down any of it? But then zoom out a little bit and think like, okay, yeah, I was sitting mostly on my desk doing my job that I do every day. And then you zoom out a little bit and it's like, okay, I'm sitting here at the desk at my job that I do every day, but I'm doing something that I really enjoy, that I'm capable of because I took the leap to take this job. That's an accomplishment. And then you can zoom out a little bit more. And like, see, I was on my desk doing my job that I do every day. And I went to lunch with like a work buddy that I really like. And we talked about, I don't know, our weekend or something. And it's like, oh, I can have lunch. I can eat out, have lunch with a work buddy. I have a work buddy. We can chat. And all this is like small accomplishments because it's small things that accumulate. And if you don't want to do these monthly check-ins or weekly check-ins on your own, you can also join me on my live streams on Monday. We chat, we stop overthinking together, and we get stuff done. It's just a small invitation if you want to. The time will be in the description. Once you do this, you will create like a super strong feedback loop in your brain, because you will create evidence that shows your brain that you are capable of doing things, that you are evolving, that you're growing, that you're actually capable of finding a new job or having a good conversation at lunch with a work buddy, that you're not alone, that you're not sitting there and don't know how to make friends. For example, these are just examples. And over time, you can also introduce like small challenges, because I guarantee you, you probably have something you always wanted to do, you always wanted to try out and never did, because you felt you're not good enough, you don't know how to do that. And over time, you realize maybe it's time. And with the evidence you created yourself, and maybe with some outside help, like in the stream, with other people also showing up and me telling what I've done, you get this push to really start this challenge and say like, oh yeah, let me start this project that I always put off. You know, maybe you always wanted to, I don't know, maybe paint or write poems, or I don't know, start a new hobby and really show it to people, do stand-up comedy, do YouTube channel, things like that. And you will be brave enough and you will do that because you created your own evidence. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Johannes. If you like this type of videos, subscribe and follow along and join this growing community of recovering overthinkers. Have a wonderful day. Take care.